Hey guys, I hope you are all doing well. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how I style my hair like this. This is a very typical hairstyle for me, and you guys know this if you have been watching me a long time or if you follow me on Instagram. I always kind of curl and style my hair like this, especially if I need to glam it up for an event or if I'm going out or whatever the case. It's just kind of like my go-to hairstyle. I like to add a lot of volume to my hair. I just like that really full, luscious look, especially with these looser, large curls that just give you a ton of body. I actually naturally have very fine, straight hair, which you guys will see in a second in the tutorial, but I just wanted to show you guys how I did this from beginning to end to see the full transformation. A lot of you guys have asked how to create this hairstyle, so I hope this video is helpful. Before I get into the whole tutorial, I do want to talk about some things because it's been a while since I've uploaded and there's a lot of things going on in the world and in my life right now, so I want to just touch on a few things really quickly. The last video that I uploaded was almost a month ago with my friend Moni, and that was also before we realized how serious and how quickly things would change. Ever since that last video, I feel like my mood has definitely changed and I haven't really felt up to like filming anything. I just wasn't sure if it was appropriate for this time. My focus was definitely around what was happening in the world and obviously my health and my family. I just felt like I needed to take a little bit of a break, but I realized that I was just really getting too focused on the scary stuff. What has made the situation a little bit more difficult right now for me is because I had recently moved right at the start of this whole pandemic, and my anxiety has been literally at an all-time high. It's never been so bad. So I just wanted to like get back into my routine and doing like things that'll take my mind off of what's going on, and I think that's true for a lot of people right now. I think we could all use a break from the news, but right now I am spending time with my family and we're just trying to keep busy and stay positive, and I hope that you guys are doing the same. I have taken like a month break from doing my makeup and my hair and like putting on real clothes. I just thought I would sit down and do that with you guys, and hopefully that'll help you guys take your mind off of things too. I'll talk more about my life updates and whatever in a different video, but for now, let's just have fun and get into this tutorial. This is what my natural hair looks like without any hairstyling, and I also washed it last night and I slept on it. So you can see it's pretty flat against my head and it looks pretty sad. My hair texture is also kind of fine. It's really straight and silky, so I do have a harder time getting my hair to hold styles. If you guys have similar hair type to me, you know how frustrating it is, and I have tried so many different like tools and techniques. So let me just brush it out a little bit, and you guys can see I don't have a lot of hair. If I gather it all up, like this is the size of my ponytail. So I do definitely wear hair extensions. So I'm going to show you how I install my clip-in hair extensions. These are from Glam Seamless. I know they look a little bit of a mess right now, don't come for me. So first, before I put the hair extensions on, I need to go in and add some texture to my hair because again, it is very smooth and straight. So the hair extensions need something to grip onto. And I'm going to take my Volume Petite. This is a texturizing heat tool, and it kind of looks like a flat iron, but the plates on here have grooves, and that's what creates the texture in your hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that first. Technically, this is used as like the final step of your hairstyling once everything else is done, but I'm doing this first because again, I need the texture for my hair extensions. So I'm gonna be using it at the roots of my hair all over. I used to go and tease my roots, which not only took a lot of time, but it's also not great for your hair. I'm just taking small sections and clamping it right at the roots. I do that a few times, and then sometimes I go over it a little bit too. You just want this only at the roots. I don't know if you guys can see it really well, but that's the texture that I was talking about. Then you can also go in and back comb it just a tiny bit. You're not going and teasing like crazy. And I'm doing this because, again, it gives my hair extension clips something to grab onto and it really secures them in place. I also recently touched up my roots and I was just trying to tone my highlights because they were turning so brassy, but it ended up lifting my roots, but it worked out, I guess. This next section, I make sure to leave this front part out of the way, and I'm gonna grab from behind it because I don't want the texture to show right here in front of my face. Just gonna leave it on for a few seconds and work your way down. I do maybe like 3 to 4 clamps, and then I go back up, and you have instant texture. So you see these front pieces don't have that texture, so it won't look funny. And then once I get to the top, I just make sure to have my part right, and I will just lift up this section, and again, section off the front, and take a small section from behind it, and add some texture there at the roots. And then repeat the same on this side. Make sure you don't go too far down on the sides because then it will kind of show. In this very top layer, you're not going to do anything to. I'm just going to find my part, and it kind of just covers up all those sections that you texturized. Sometimes it will show like a little bit, but I don't really care about that. But you can see like what a big difference it's already made. I use the volume on my mom too. She also has very flat hair. That's where I get it from. But it made such a difference on her hair. She loves this thing. Then I go in and put my hair extensions on. Oh my gosh. Okay, she needs a little brush. So I'm just gonna take my weft and clip it in right where I added that texture, and it grabs on so easily, and these are not going anywhere. So I'm just gonna do this weft by weft. I actually don't add in all of my extensions. There are 4 more 2-clip wefts. This is a lot of hair, but I'm not gonna put it in just because I don't think I need to. If anything, maybe I will add like a 2-clip right at the nape of my neck for a little bit of length. Yeah, I don't think I need more, but this is how long they are. So this is what it looks like with my hair extensions in and the texture added to my roots. It's already such a big difference because it looks like so much more volume and it's so much thicker. There's a few spots I'm gonna go back in with my volume just because now I can see those spots. In the back right here, I do like to backcomb it just a little bit more because I really want this top layer to cover the hair extensions, because sometimes it does show through, but as long as there's a little bit of backcombing right here, it will disguise it. And then I'm just going to brush and smooth everything over at the top because that is the most important part. So next is curling the hair, and I always use a 1.5 inch barrel. This is a little bit larger, and that's what really gives your hair like that full luscious body. This curling wand is really old. I've had it forever, but it hasn't failed me. It's from Numi, and it's their like 3-in-1. This is the biggest barrel that it comes with. It's so dingy. I've definitely put a lot of use to it, but I do want to look into a new one. If you have any suggestions, if you know one that you love, leave me a comment down below. Now we're gonna section off our hair again. I'm gonna start at the bottom, and I'm taking kind of a larger section here at the bottom, but I'm going to take it and wrap it around the wand. You don't know how many times I have burnt myself with this curling wand. I have PTSD from it. So my technique with curling is that I just kind of slide it off and let it sit in my hand until it feels kind of cool to the touch, because if I drop it, the curl kind of just loosens. I have these little clips that you can clip the curl up with, but usually I'm just like using my hand, and now it's cool to the touch, and then I let it down and it's just more defined. You can see the shape of it. The section's kind of thick. I'm gonna split it into 2, and I'll curl this one and just let it go. So if I were to just let it go like that, you can see that it's a lot looser It's still curled, but this will kind of lose its curl faster than this one because we let it set. So let me just do it again. I just usually like section my other piece, and once it's cooled to the touch, I just kind of let it fall. And you can see once it's cooled, it definitely has more of a spring to it. And then I'm gonna continue this all over my head. I also typically curl away from my face. I don't really alternate or anything. People say that it adds more volume, but I feel like it's kind of the same result. Matt wants to say hi. Hi, boo-boo. Hi, guys. I could probably do a better job at sectioning. I just can't be bothered, and I just section as I go. Okay, we are almost there. I'm very particular about how like these front pieces lay, so I'm just gonna do that first. I'm taking this section, which would be my bangs, and I'm just going to wrap them almost vertically on the barrel. I mean horizontally. And when I take this off of the barrel, I'm going to keep it right here, almost like I have a little roller on my bangs here. This part I like to kind of manipulate and get it to sit really nicely where I want it, because I like that little swoop and that lift right at the top. Go ahead and continue the rest of my head. Flip that to the opposite side. Do the front section first because I know the curl will loosen up a lot more, and I don't really like it to be super curly, so I just kind of let it sit there and loosen up on its own. Okay, so I flip it back the other way, and you can see these larger curls create like a lot of body, and they'll continue to soften up. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other side. So let me just brush through everything with my fingers first. Sometimes if this piece is too curly, I will literally tuck it behind my ears and finish styling the rest of my hair. I am going to gently brush through all of the curls, and it just kind of fluffs everything up and makes it look really nice and full. I think it's so satisfying to brush through the curls. I completely forgot to spray it with a little bit of hairspray first, so let me do that now. I'm using the Joico Joy Mist Firm. It's a finishing hairspray, so it's got like a lighter hold, but it does hold really well. I just kind of lift and spray. These curls will loosen up even more as the day goes, and you're just kind of left with a very natural looking like body curl. I like these pieces to look a specific way, so I will kind of mess with it a little bit more. For the most part, this is pretty much it. This is how I style my full body curls. Found this video helpful. I will link everything that I used and mentioned in the description down below. Hopefully you guys picked up a few tips and tricks on how to get the voluminous, glam, full body curls that you are looking for. Also, let me know in the comments down below what kind of videos you would like to see from me next. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Also check out my links for my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, which are down below. And again, I hope you're all staying safe and staying well, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.